Yo, everyday superpower, what's good? We're signing in. We're talking about anchors today. Anchoring. Well, what's that? Well, have a listen in, yeah? And we'll have a little talk about it, a little chin wag. So, we spoke on priming in one of our last videos. To prime someone is to influence them indirectly and shift their perspective through their lens, alter their reality through priming them in a particular way, whether it be through words. If I speak to you in a wonderful manner, in a magical manner, in a gleaming, bright and gorgeous tone, and express my excitement and then send you off on your way with these words and these schemas and these neural pathways active, and you can perceive the next person and your job and your lifestyle, at least momentarily, through the lens of how I've just influenced you. Or we could take it the other route and you could walk down the street and unconsciously but pick up on the the cemetery on the left-hand side of the road of yours, and the black crow squawking atop of the gravestone that stands at the forefront, unconsciously priming you to feel and perceive whatever you deal with next in a more bleak manner. All right, that is priming. Today, this has a little bit of a knock-on, but we're gonna talk on anchoring, okay? In particular, numeric anchoring. Anchoring. Sorry, a lot of big words today. We've got a big brain today, all right, people? So this is real game right here. We're talking about communication. We're talking about how you yourself are being covertly influenced by advertisers and salespeople and everything in between, okay? And how you are being influenced by people who are really clued up on this stuff, yeah? When it comes down to anchoring, alright, we will adjust our judgment in relation to an anchor point. So what does that mean? Well, we're talking about numbers today, numeric anchoring. So if I tell you, how much do you love me? Is it as high as 90%? Be honest, is it as high as 90%? I've anchored your perception to the number 90 out of 100, I would assume. So from there, having that anchor point, you have to readjust in your considerations as to how much you love me. You have to go either up or down. You got more room to go down, yeah? So let's say you're going down, but you have to go down from 90. Whereas if I said, how much do you love me? I reckon it's about 30%. How does that sound? Then in your response, you're anchored to 30%. So it's much more likely that you're going to give me a lower response as opposed to the first example. Even if you feel the same, even though you feel, who knows, not too well about me, alright? Because I've placed that anchor point at 90 and now you have to go down from there. And if you want to go all the way down to 40%, that's a long distance. Whereas if you want to go up from 30%, it's a shorter distance. So it's harder to get there. You know where I'm coming from? When you go on Facebook and you want... Now, a lot of you won't know about this, but I know about this one, right? This is a very personal, example. Because this is something I experienced not so long back, and I thought, oh, there we go, that's it. One moment, let's clear this crap off of the old windows. I want to do an advertisement, right? For Facebook. I want to do some Facebook advertising. So I go on the Facebook platform and I start setting up my advertisement. Now, when it comes to the payment, pre-filled in, when it asks me what my budget is, it has given me a budget of £120. Why has it done that? And this goes to show as well that these social networks are our friends. They're here to milk us dry, even though they're advertised as free, right? So me as an advertiser has been presented with £120 from the get-go, even though I only wanted to advertise with £5. But now I have to remove that £120, and my perception is that, well, £50 is a big leap from 120. It becomes more feasible, do you know what I mean? Whereas £5 becomes but meagre crumbs to what was initially in there. My perception was anchored to the large number. Whereas if I wanted to have a budget of £30 and Facebook only put £5 in that box, I'm anchored to that £5 that was initially there. And so maybe £20 seems a little more feasible, because it's 4 times as much as £5. That's a lot. You see where I'm coming from? When your boss pulls you into the office to have a word with you and potentially wants to have a bit of a harsh word, and your boss questions you and asks, how well, now this ain't going to be numeric, but we can place it within a numeric sort of environment. Your boss says, how well do you think you've done today? And I respond, I have done absolutely brilliant. I've done all I can. We've been really pushing out the numbers today. We've been doing absolutely fantastic. Why do you ask? I have now anchored my boss's perception to that high degree, that high power work rate, that amazing work ethic of mine, even though it might not be true. And so my boss has to wiggle using that as an anchor to give me a response. Whereas if my boss asked me, how do you think you've done today? And I said, about so-so. I think we've done all right. Maybe about 50-50 today, you know what I mean? And give him that middle ground answer. My boss has got an anchor point as to where he can maneuver up or down very easily, as I've given him the middle ground. I've anchored him within the middle. So he's much more likely, generally, even if he went up, to give me a lesser rank as far as his perception is concerned, because I have anchored him at a lower point. See where I'm coming from? If you're choosing food on a menu, yeah, and you're choosing between burgers, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I am on a diet, but I guess it is my friend's birthday, right? I'm gonna get a burger, all right? I am on a diet, but I'm getting a burger. And you're having a look at the 5 burgers that are on show, and they're all high calories, right? But you see the heaviest burger there at 1.5k calories, 1,500 calories for one burger. That's insane. Well, I don't want that because I'm on a diet. Doesn't the 900-pound one, the 900 calories one, doesn't that look a little more feasible in relation to the 1,500 calorie burger? It's still going to trash your diet. You're still consuming 900 calories within a single burger. But your perception has changed because it's in relation to that high point that has been set by the other burger. You see where I'm coming from here? This is how, when we anchor our perception to a certain point, it changes everything. It changes our response to what we have to choose. Okay? I'm talking to a girl, yeah? And I don't know. I can't even conjure up another example. Let me see if I can think of a good one, right? So if I say to you, right? If I'm a salesperson and I say 9 out of 10 people have bought this product, even though it's bullshit. And you think it's nonsense, right? You genuinely don't believe me because I've had a bad pitch up until this point, but I've said 9 out of 10 people have bought it. You're still going to believe closer to 9 than 3 or 4. And if I said 97 people out of 100 people have bought this product, if you are to disagree with me, I've anchored you at 97, so you've got a long distance to go before you hit 60, 50 people, 40 people, 30 people. You see where I'm coming from? I've anchored your perception to this high point, and it's a long way down. It's a lot of mental stress to try to run away from the numeric value I've just given you. So you tend to float around and sort of assess that number and your results based upon that number. That's a little talk on anchoring, numeric anchoring, okay? Anchor points. It's used around us. It's used around us. If I am trying to sell you a product, such as the burger, right? And I've got 3 options. And I give you, let's say I've got 2 options, yeah? 2 options. One costs more than the other, and the high cost one doesn't necessarily offer too much more value. You're going to think, well, I'll buy the cheap one. Like, it's better for me. I don't see much value in that high one. All they do is add, a couple of bells and whistles on it. It's really nothing I need. But now let's say I give you 3 options. The first 2 options are the same. But now I've added a more expensive option that just offers nothing more. It just seems stupid why it's on there, and it's double the price of the second option. Now you're anchored to that high price. The second option, the now medium priced one, seems a little bit more feasible, makes a bit more sense. I am now going to sell more of them products because I've anchored you to this high numeric value. I'm signing out. Click the link down in the description. That's where the real game is if you want to learn about body language. I'm signing out. Peace.